Yo, what is going on, SoFi investors? Jay here. Don't forget, if you like this kind of SoFi content, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Today, I want to talk about, will SoFi run up into earnings? And if we do run up into earnings, are we going to be able to maintain the price that we have gotten up to after earnings? Because the last, I don't know, half a dozen earnings. We've run up to earnings. We had great earnings, volumes pumping, and then after earnings, the rug gets pulled out from under us each and every time. SoFi's having a really good day today, up almost 3.5%, 766 price. So we are exactly 3 weeks away until we get the Q1 2024 results with the conference call. So Monday, April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern time, they're going to do their conference call. They're going to release their earnings pre-market on Monday, April 29th. Before the bell opens, we're going to see what happened with SoFi in Q1. We're going to be able to see if we maintained GAAP profitability and positive EPS and take us one step closer to that S&P 500 inclusion. So there's some psychology behind this, right? So starting a conference call early in the week, especially pre-market, to me is great psychologically. If you had crap earnings, you would put it on Thursday afternoon after the bell and hope people forget how horrible your company is over the weekend. But if you're going to go Monday morning, pre-market, in the start of a week, you better have killer earnings, because if you don't have good earnings, you're going to get slaughtered for the rest of the week. So I think SoFi and Anthony Noto are well aware of these kind of trends, right? So first thing Monday morning on the 29th, Anthony Noto and SoFi are going to give us the news, hopefully positive EPS and positive GAAP profitability. I really think that the numbers are going to be good, considering that they're doing it pre-market and in the beginning of the week. All right, everyone, I want to go over real quick the Q4 numbers that we got a few months ago. The revenue, 600 mil, up 36.5% year over year. Net income, almost $48 million, up 220% year over year. Diluted EPS were positive. Finally, 3 cents of EPS, up 160%. Okay, real quick before I talk about the other ones. So we just did those convertible notes, 750 mil. So pretty much that means we got rid of a bunch of really expensive debt, well above 10%. Now it's down to like 1 and some change percent. So we're going to see a direct effect on our earnings per share this quarter coming up. That's great news. It's going to save us around, I think Anthony Noto said on Mad Money, between $50 and $65 million per quarter on the bottom line. So that means for SoFi investors, positive EPS looks to be in the cards and positive GAAP profitability. So our net profit margin, almost 8%, up nearly 190% year over year. Operating income, $51 million, up 237%. Net change in cash, we're at $318 million, down 45%. So I think Anthony Noto is implementing some cash, so that's why that cash is down. And the cost of revenue is up 28%. Cost of revenue is never awesome when you see it going up. So that means it's pretty much costing SoFi more money to make the same amount of revenue. Not an awesome thing. So I think we had a really good quarter in Q4 of 2023. I look for that momentum to continue into Q1 of 2024. The stock just went up from 766 to 767, so up 3.65% for the day. Super solid day for SoFi. All right, if you look on the screen, this is the SoFi chart over the last year. All the E's and that one H is there's an E behind that where the earnings are, because the H is for the high for the year and the L is for the low. The E is where every time we got earnings. Look, we always run up into earnings every single time. In May, in August, November, February, we're consistently running up towards earnings, but we're also consistently dropping off the face of planet Earth after all these earnings. And if you look down here on the bottom, this is the volume, right? And the volume directly correlates with earnings, right? So a lot of people have been swing trading earnings on SoFi, which for long-term investors sucks, right? So at some point, once we get that institutional investor percentage above 50%, we're sitting around 35% right now, but hopefully with these convertible notes, it'll stabilize the price a little bit more after earnings, because these people who bought these convertible notes, these institutional investors, they're not going to be swing trading from $8 to $9.50 or $8.50 to $10. That's not the way they make their money. They're trying to hit home runs. They're not trying to hit base hits. And they hit home runs when that stock price gets to $15, to $20, to $25, and up and beyond those price points. So what do I think happens during earnings, which is 3 weeks from today? I'm hoping that we run up from the 760 range up into that 850 to 950 range right before earnings. I'm thinking more in that 850 range, and then hopefully with good earnings, we'll swing to $9.50 to $10. And then I'm hoping we can hold $9 after earnings. I'm hoping we don't get to $10, and then over the next couple of weeks, it sells off back into the 7s and to the 8s. I'm hoping over time with these institutional investors, we'll also see a decrease in short interest that's sitting around like 22% right now, which is not good. If we can get that short interest below 20% and institutional ownership over 40% over these next couple quarters, we're going to see a steady increase in stock price. All right, SoFi investors, that's my 2 cents on where I think SoFi can go as we run up to earnings on April 29th. Pre-market, there's a lot of positive momentum with the company. The stock and the company, we all know, are two totally different things. But the company's doing well. Hopefully we'll be EPS and GAAP profitable this quarter, and then we only need 2 more quarters to go before we can be included in the S&P 500, which would be huge for institutional investors buying SoFi and us SoFi investors moving forward. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you like my content, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that like button. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks again. Peace.